Love Never Lies, South Africa, episode 8, The Reunion. And no, I didn't come back for episode 7 because it was as I imagined it would be. The people decided to stay together. As wrong as it could be, as disastrous as I thought it was, that's what they decided to do. And I mean, people are going to people at the end of the day. And what are you going to do about it except come and give commentary? So that is what I am here to do. If you guys are new here, though, my name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related. And y'all know I'm here to put you on, okay? So let's get into the first couple, the winners of the show who told the least amount of lies, Baka and GCE, okay? And again, their goal was to build vulnerability and trust. But again, these two were playing. And as I was on the TikTok and I was talking to the South African girlies, they were telling me that these are two influencers in South Africa. And so it's not far-fetched that they did this as a come up. You know what I mean? Like they tried to pretend like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Let me count the ways. But it didn't really translate to me, right? Because he didn't smash her best friend. He was a cheater anyway, and so again, it didn't really feel all of that deep. Even in the reunion, I was like, okay, we don't really care, because Minnie goes around as soon as the reunion opens up and basically asks all of the couples, are you guys still together? What's the status of your relationship? So for these two, absolutely not together. She got a new man in her life, okay, doing her thing, and he seemed, acted a little disgruntled. This man don't care. He's probably out here doing the absolute most. Again, it didn't give anything. They are so young. Were they going to be together forever? Really? Were they? I mean, that's just what I want to know. You guys tell me. Next, we have Clayton and Wilfred. And y'all know how I felt. I had strong feelings about Clayton because I felt like he was playing in Wilfred's face. All right? That's what I felt like. And I was like, oh, no. Up to no good around the neighborhood. But come to find out in this reunion, they are happily engaged, honey. They have moved to Joburg, all right, and are living their best lives. Wilfred actually seems very, very happy. I hope that everything does exactly what it needs to do for these two. Clayton says seeing himself on the show and how it impacted Wilfred, really made him change and think long and hard about what happened. When we kind of flash back to the show, he says, when we switched houses, it became real for me. I wouldn't want him doing that with another man, so I decided not to do that with another man. He says, of course, back then he was still a work in progress, but now he is all on the up and up, and they are looking forward to the future. And good on them. Good on them. I wish the best for them. I hope the best for them. And that Johannesburg treats them well because how beautiful, right? Next, let's go to Cuda and Lynn. And y'all know that they were together for 7 long years, okay? And she was basically done with him, to me, during that time. But then you also had that element of we've been together for so long. And, what does it look like to be apart from each other? Because when you are with someone for a long time, you get this level of comfortability that sometimes it's hard to walk away from, right? And so it was interesting to me to see how this was going to go. But alas, we going through it, all right? We going through it. And we find out that these two are no longer together, honey. She's still got a crush on the bestie, bro code, all right? And apparently he is just out here doing whatever he does. I don't know. We didn't get a whole lot of information about him, but she came with a lot of attitude, a lot of opinions, and that's fine for them, but these two are no longer together. So again, when they're not together anymore, it doesn't really what happened. Like the missing footage, the unseen shots don't really mean as much, right? Because they're not together anyway, so what does it matter? Easing on down the road, let's get to Nlady and Niki. And again, remember Nlady was wanting to be polyamorous, or is poly, right? And Niki couldn't get on board with it. We saw what happened during the season where they decided to share some personal information of Niki's with the single that they were involved with on the show. But again, they are together. Niki seems happy. Niki actually has a ton of emotional intelligence. She seems hyper self-aware, which perplexes me because I don't understand the dynamics of the relationship moving forward. If Nlady decides that they are poly and that is the life they're going to pursue, and if their soulmate comes across, nothing in this world is going to stop them from being with that person. What does that mean for Nikiwe, who's monogamous, right? And it turns out that even if Nikiwe had wanted to be poly, Nlady didn't like the idea of Nikiwe being with another person. So really, it's polygamy. Really, your partner doesn't really want it, but really you don't care. I don't get it, but if it works for them, I mean, Nikiwe is smiling from ear to ear as they're having this conversation. Now, Lady says that they are God's favorite, okay, because this is the life that they love, and Nikiwe is gonna stick beside them. At the end of the day, Nikiwe is not going anywhere, and they've got it made in the shade. And you know, if you like it, I love it. Next, we had Sia and Preeti, okay? And Preeti knows that she showed her behind, okay? She has to know that she showed her behind. And she really doubles down in the reunion. So she doesn't find anything wrong with what she's done or did. And my thing is, when we get to the secret released footage and she's twerking and working and gobbling cucumbers, I mean, I guess that was all well and good. I don't know. Seaway took a couple body shots, okay? Asked somebody for a hug, maybe rubbed on a booty or here and there. But girl, you was twerking in your unmentionables in front of a panel of gentlemen. Like, I don't get, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I don't really see the difference here, but they are together. Sia is in love, says that this is his person. It doesn't matter. Now, his single got up on here, Mallory, y'all know her name, and basically said that he told her he wanted to make babies. He says that wasn't true. Preeti says, listen, I got the phone. I got the password. I read the messages, and he basically paid her dust. I'm happy with where we're at. You know, in episode 7, he said that they were going to be married. It's been a year later. They're still not. He said he's still working on it. But Preeti seems happy. She look good. They look good in their green. You know, and it kind of just is what it is. Now let's get to these jokers. Nancy and Bashal. I don't know. Somebody got real nasty in my comments and they got blocked. So I don't even remember who they were. But child, I do the best I can with what I got as far as the pronunciation of these names. All right. I do what I can. I'm trying. But Nancy and Bashal, and I knew that she wasn't leaving him anyway. I thought all these couples were going to stay together. So I was honestly surprised that Cuda and Lynn decided to separate, because I honestly thought everybody was going to try to stay together, except really Gonce and Monaca. I didn't know that. But anyway, we get all into this, and he's still a liar. You know, he's still a non-truth teller, and Nancy's going to stick beside him at the end of the day. Now, what I thought was interesting was that Mia decides to come out, and this is when the reunion really took a turn. Because she was going to lay it bare, honey. She had something to get off her chest, and it took her 15, 20, 30 minutes to get it off her chest. But basically, she didn't get this man head. He wanted her to crawl over on her hands and knees like a dog to give it to him. He was playing with her unmentionables, and she was playing with his, okay? And it wasn't 3 seconds. It wasn't just the tip. It was a whole freak session, multiple occasions. So much so that he did arrive, and she needed emergency contraceptive, and he said, oh, no, I don't do that. And she had to find a plan B on her own. Crying to the other castmates. Now, he is going to double down every single time and act like this didn't happen, because we know he's told innumerable lies to Nancy. We learned in episode 7 that, you know, I would hate for my actions to take me away from her, because I'm the best thing that ever happened to her, basically. Come to find out, baby, Nancy didn't have a whole baby. She looked pregnant on the stage to me, but apparently they already have their child. He says she gave me a family. He's not letting her go. He has got a hold on this woman. And if that's where she wants to be, baby, go ahead and be over there. Now they have a family, they have a baby. And with the baby involved, we know she wasn't leaving. Again, to embarrass someone on international television, to get caught up in your lies, to barely want to give an apology, and now you are stuck with this man for life. In terms of sharing a child. Now, she don't have to be, but that's the choice that she's made and is making. And, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. That's all I got for these people. God bless and Godspeed to everyone. I hope them and wish the best for them in their individual lives as they move forward. But I want to take a special moment and give a shout out to Minnie, who I feel like did her big one with the reunion and hosting the show overall. Keep her on deck. I need her for the next Ultimatum South Africa because she asked the questions that we needed answers to. This was a great, great, great reunion. You know, and people are people. Let me know, you guys, if you watched the new Ultimatum. I watched it. I'm just hesitant to come back and talk about it until after it's over. But if you guys want a recap of the first 6 episodes, go ahead and drop it in the comments below and we can talk about it. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things, and I will see y'all in the next video.